This is a
Hello
cross-country
YouTube,
rally.
welcome back.
Casa Cristo.
And today, damn, I got some yellow ass teeth. But today I want to talk about Kendrick versus Kanye. I am going to say this so all the Kendrick dick riders don't come at me. But I don't know this whole catalog like that, but I am familiar with his work. I could name Kanye's whole discography from top to bottom. You can give me the songs, the names, whatever. I can do it. Not the unreleased shit, because the unreleased shit doesn't count. I'm not really well versed in that as I would like to be. But as the topic pertains to today, Kendrick discography does not match up to Kanye's discography. And first of all, and that does not take away from from Kendrick's discography, because Kendrick, his work, honestly, speaks for itself, right? Not that Kanye doesn't too, because Kanye, you need context to it. You need context to Dropout. You need context to College Dropout. You need context to late registration. You need to know the times why he said George Bush doesn't care about black people. You need the context to graduation, why he wanted to make graduation. That's what makes Kanye's works better, because there's context to it. Kendrick's work speaks for itself, as in you can listen to it. You don't need to be a fan of Kendrick. You can listen to it, and I feel like you can pick up what he's trying to say, right? The black man struggle, growing up in Compton, all that, you can pick it up. But with Kanye's, the work speaks for itself, but you need the context. The context makes it better, because that's why you can make a whole movie up. You can make 10, maybe even 20 movies just from the context of Kanye's music, because it does not stand alone. You need context to it. You need everything that's gonna tell you, wow, this makes it worse because he's talking about this topic. He's making this project because of this topic. He's making the album after graduation. I forgot what it's called. 808s and Heartbreaks. You needed to know that his girl left him, his mom died, and this is the reason why he's talking about everything. So if you're gonna listen to the work, you need the context to it. You need to know where he's at in life. You know, he comes back with My Twisted Dark Fantasy. You need to know where he was when My Twisted Dark Fantasy where it was made. They would cast him off because he came up there and said, "Hey, VMAs, Beyonce had the best video." You don't get that. You don't get My Twisted Dark Fantasy if you don't watch it. If you don't know why he went up there and why he was casted out. Obama came out and called him a jackass. You know, that's what makes Kanye discography way better. And maybe this is from a biased perspective, you know, because I am a big Kanye fan and I always will, you know. But I'm gonna have to give it to Kanye. He has a great solid run from Dropout all the way to Pablo. And people may say, "Oh, what about Yeezus? Yeezus is not a good album." Again, you don't get the context. You don't know about Cruel Summer. You don't know about why they made Watch the Throne with Jay-Z. It's all because people say, "Oh, he might be, oh, maybe he's because he's obsessed with Drake." He's not obsessed with Drake because he's listening to music on the radio and they're playing Drake. And that's why they made My Twisted Dark Fantasy. That's why this nigga's in Paris. He's going through all these confirmation where he's trying to say, you don't know the answers to it. And the reason why he wants to go build a brand, but he also wants to show them, he wants to be on the radios. He wants to be talked about, you know? But hey, I'm not gonna say that Damn is not a good album. Of course, Damn, if you put it up against, I don't know what album you can put it up against, but let's say Yeezus, of course it's gonna shine out more. If you want to just compare works to works, Damn is gonna go 50 for 50. It's gonna go 100 for 50 with Yeezus. But that's just me, you know. That's just me. But I'm saying his discography needs the context, because if you don't get the context, you don't get the works. You don't understand where it comes from, you know. You don't understand what energy, and that's why I talk about Dana in a different situation. But every album you're gonna go, if you look at it, you need context to it. But that's just my rant for now. I'll see you guys next time.